Welcome to 27 Topics. Our guest is Kristin Ruhe, Executive Director of Dubois County Tourism. We welcome you here today. We have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do. Thank you, Paul.
And we might as well get started.
All right.
You're tourism, so we're going to talk about tourism today.
Sure.
And why is tourism important to our economy?
Well, basically, Paul, tourism is a lively industry. There are so many visitors who will come here to our county, to the Southern Indiana region, and they spend their money here. They are staying in our hotels, they are shopping at our local shops, they're eating in our restaurants, they're filling up at our gas stations. That is all tourism money spent by visitors outside of the county that brings money back into our local economy.
Why should individuals care?
I think, local individuals, because of that very reason. Obviously, these people are coming in spending money here, so that only helps enhance our community and boost our economy. The impact of one visitor to Dubois County is very significant. We just recently did an economic impact survey conducted by Surtech, which is a company specializing in tourism economic impact research. And they conducted one for us in 2003 also, but we just got another one back here at the end of 2007. And the average visitor to Dubois County stays 2.1 days, and they spend an average of $203 per day here. That's significant. And you take all the visitors, and I'll get into that in a minute, how many visitors we actually had here during that time. This could be the businessman that you may ran into at the gas station, the family that you saw at the restaurant, or the children you saw walking at the Riverwalk. All of these people are here enjoying our community, but they're only here for a short time. And they come back and they keep spending more money here. So,
talking about the gas station and the restaurants, how should the people conduct themselves? You're waiting on these people.
Right.
Is there a training for
There is
people?
Not necessarily a training, except for we stress customer service. We have had training sessions in the past. We currently don't have one scheduled for 2008 yet, although it's definitely, a good idea. But really, we want people to be welcoming. I mean, that's the most important thing, whether you work at a restaurant or, a gas station, a shop, an attraction, hotel, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can be a local person, a local individual out on, in front of your house, and a visitor's walking by or driving by asking for directions. Just be welcoming. And that's the one thing that we really, want to stress to people.
I think, that's important because so many times, we all encounter it when we're traveling. We stop somewhere and ask, where so-and-so is,
Right.
And it may be just a block away, but, the place you stopped in, I don't know. I have no idea.
Right.
And
we want people, think about it. When you go somewhere, you want people to be friendly and helpful to you. You don't want to, a negative experience is what you will remember if you leave that place and you have a negative experience. So we want to try to encourage local people. Maybe maybe you don't know enough about our visitors or that kind of thing, but take the chance to learn. It's definitely to our benefit.
Yeah, it's great to know the community you work in.
Yes, exactly, definitely.
Then you talked about the Surtech survey.
Right.
And how much is spent a day, what does this all add up to?
Well, that same year that we did the study was conducted for 2006, these visitors that I'm talking about contributed $81.1 million to Dubois County's economy, and they generated nearly $19.4 million in tax revenues, $3.8 million of which was generated locally. And you can see that is adding that much more money back into our businesses so that our businesses can serve our local individuals and our visitors as well. So it's a win-win situation. And one thing I definitely want to stress, Paul, is that no local taxpayer money funds our organization or funds tourism. Our organization, the Dubois County Visitor Center and Tourism Commission, is funded solely through an innkeeper's tax. Which means that every visitor that comes to stay in our hotels overnight pays a certain percentage of that. And that goes directly to us. And when you travel, you pay a certain tax. It's called a local room tax.
Yes.
And everyone pays that. Most counties all over the nation, I would say 90% of them, have this tax enacted.
Yes.
So that's a huge thing. Again, no local taxpayer is paying this, and it is money coming into our economy that's benefiting our economy locally.
So the more people that stay here, the better.
The more people that we bring in to stay overnight, the better. That's if we don't have people staying overnight, we don't have funds to promote, our attractions and say our sports tournaments, our group tours, all of those things that benefit from tourism promotion.
Well, I think, in Dubois County, to, the viewers, Dubois County is located in an area where people can call it home for almost a week or longer.
Sure.
And go to the caves, go to the lake, go to Holiday World, go to Lincoln Park, and various other locations, including everything we have to offer right here in the county.
Right. Definitely. And that's one reason too, Paul, we changed our brand a little over a year ago to Dubois County and then Centered, Connected, Complete. That's our tagline. Primarily because we are in a great area for Midwest tourism. Like you said, I mean, we're right in the center of the casino at French Lick, Patoka Lake, which is in our own backyard, and Holiday World, and each of those see over 1 million visitors a year. Mm-hmm. You take that and then you look at, like you said, everything that we have here, our arts events, our cultural events, the Strassenfest and our other, the Heimat Fest and all of those different ones. And you look at our Christkindlmarkt, our Old World Christmas events, Huntingburg Christmas Stroll, all of those, you look at that combination with our architecture and our where we're located geographically, mm-hmm. and we have it's a great place for families to come and stay for a week, 3 days to a week. So.
And your purpose mainly is?
Our entire organization's purpose is to promote the growth and development of the convention, visitor, and tourism industry here in Dubois County. So, and we are the one community organization empowered to do so, and to this day still are that organization.
Who are all the visitors and why do they come here?
Sure. Well, Dubois County saw a record 1.2 million visitors in 2006. And, like I said, if that number sounds unbelievable, think back to what I just said about each of those surrounding attractions drawing in 1 million. Plus what we have, it's very believable, obviously. And these visitors, they could be here for a variety of reasons. Take, for example, a person here on business. That's considered a visitor. A child who's perhaps playing in a sports tournament, his or her family is coming in, their coaches, how many different players that brings in. And I'll get into the sports tournaments in a little while here, because we brought in and worked with our local organizers to bring in numerous ones. Motor coach groups, again, that's your people coming in on a motor coach bus. We actively promote that to that market as well. Families could be here on a summer getaway. As we said, we mentioned Holiday World, Patoka, the Riverwalk, different things. Ladies come together for ladies' trips. They're going shopping. They want to come down to one of our Christmas events or spring events. These could be golfing buddies. They're coming down. We have a heavily promoted golf area that we promote. We actually work with all of the courses in Southern Indiana to promote that as a package deal. It could be those visiting friends and family, or it could be people here for special events. Say they're going to an art show, they're going to some of our festivals, or maybe they're just coming down for dinner at the Schnitz one night, and they want to stay and shop the next day. So those are all that's a variety of reasons, and there's probably more too. Those are the markets we go after, but people are here for a variety of different things.
And Dubois County is the center for all that.
Right, and we are, and it's an easy drive. Visitors, one other thing that's really important, visitors they travel within a 45 to 60 mile radius. They have no idea half the time which county they're in. I know when I travel, and I'm even in this every day, I don't necessarily pay attention to county lines. You pay attention to what you can do and see in that 45 to 60 mile radius. And as we mentioned before, and we keep mentioning, all of the things that are around us, which puts us in the center, and everything that we have to offer here, it's a great fit. They can do a variety of different things. You have stuff for the outdoorsmen, stuff for the kids, stuff for adults, and it really is just a well-rounded, trip or getaway that they can have.
And you mentioned all the big events, but then there are so many other attractions.
Right.
that we have in the area.
Right, definitely. I mean, some of the other things that we promote, I do want to make sure and let people know about these. As I said, we have our downtown Jasper and our Huntingburg 4th Street shops. Those are huge. We get so many visitors to both of those places. We have our Riverwalk in Jasper. We have Dr. Ted's Musical Marvels. It's a old mechanical musical instruments that Dr. Ted Wafflard has collected over the years. And he's a real doctor also. Yeah. But he also has this Musical Marvels. The Indiana Baseball Hall of Fame, which just recently had their expansion. Beautiful place, and lots of history within just that building there. The Art Center and the Kremp Gallery, again, I mean, bringing in how many different arts events and shows, performances throughout the year. Cop Winery, obviously, Art and Irene have done a great job in, really marketing as far as their different wines and the homemade part of that. That's a great deal. The grottos at the Providence Home. People come here. These are things that I think locally we may take for granted because we see them every day. But people come here to check out the grottos. It's a really complex, maze that's back there, and it's a great thing. Ferdinand State Forest, Sultan's Run, and our other two, city golf courses. The Youth Sports Complex. Again, I'll get into that when we talk about sports. That's a great facility that we have. Our farmers markets, Riverwalk concerts, and obviously I said the list could go on and on. And aside, obviously, from the casino, the lake, and Holiday World, you've got Paley Peaks, Marengo Caves, Amish Country, Lincoln Boyhood, which will play a great deal in 2008 and 2009 with the bicentennial, and St. Meinrad Arch Abbey. All of these visitors are coming in for these variety of different things to see and do. And our visitors do. They go as far as, they will stay here and travel as far as Evansville too, maybe to their Children's Museum or to Mesker Park Zoo. All of these things really do, we're here together as a region to promote. And I do want to touch on too where our visitors do come from, Paul.
Okay.
A majority of our visitors are from Indiana. That's our strongest state market is Indiana, so right here in our own backyard, and primarily the Indianapolis region and areas surrounding that. And then Kentucky, Illinois, Ohio, Tennessee, Missouri, and Michigan. Again, what basically are Midwestern states,
yes.
And that's what they're including. One thing I would do, I'd be remiss if I didn't point out that in 2006 we had visitors from 23 different states and from 3 different countries. I cannot name all 23 states right off the top of my head. I just named a few, but our countries, Germany, England, and Canada, were our visitors from there. So.
Well, with Scott Rowland going to Ontario, we may have more.
We
Canadian
might have
visitors.
more. That's right. We might have more of those visitors from Canada come in then.
And pick up a little French language.
Yeah, you would never know.
There you go.
Never know what we'll learn.
Then, when you mentioned attractions,
right.
People can come in and really spend a week, 3-4 days, maybe a whole week, just to see, on the religious side, St. Meinrad Arch Abbey,
right,
Monte Cassino, the Ferdinand Castle,
St.
Joe's Church,
Holy Family,
the big stained glass windows they have out there, and the Providence Home Grotto, and other churches in the area too with their stained glass windows. There certainly is a massive amount of history and things to see right there.
Right, and the architecture in many of those buildings is just outstanding too, and that's one of a tour that we do have, that we promote with our groups is a prayer and harmony tour. So, people wanting to come for a spiritual kind of getaway, basically,
yes.
And we promote these to church groups sometimes, and they laugh and they say, well, we want to we want to do something different. We're in this church stuff all the time, so it's actually kind of a joke, but.
Yes.
Some groups will do a Saints and Sinners tour.
They will.
Yes, they'll go to, say the monastery, St. Joe's, those kind of things. And then they call sinners. Obviously, they would go and eat a huge meal or, eat at a bakery, do something that,
yes.
Get some donuts, so it's really cute.
Just a little bit.
Yes, so there's a lot of different themes that we can put with this too. And it makes it more fun and interesting for those
and
who are coming.
And you can do that at the Jasper Bakery.
Yeah, that's right. We can do those things. So,
yes.
yeah. Definitely.
So why not?
So why not? That's right.
Yeah. Then you mentioned the Holiday World and Splash and Safari and all of those. How much money they bring into the area.
Right.
What are some of the continued promotions of the county?
Okay, well, I mean, definitely we want to continue our promotion of Dubois County being centered, connected, complete. That's our new brand. It says who we truly are. That's where we are. We're centered, obviously, like I said, in this region. We are connected in so many ways to the rest of the Southern Indiana region, the rest of our state. And we feel it's a complete destination if you're looking for, a variety of different options and things to do. Like I said, visitors embrace our uniqueness. And I want to say, too, by no means is Holiday World, the casino, or Patoka Lake, like I said, the only things. It's just that we all exist in cooperation to boost our economy.
Yes.
If one family wasn't coming down for that big family attraction, they may never have experienced what else there is to offer here.
That's true.
They may never have even known what else we have in this area. And in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to tourism, it doesn't really particularly matter what attraction serves as the primary motivator. As long as they are coming here and they are visiting a variety of different attractions, restaurants, shops, etc., and really experiencing our area, that's all that really matters. 9 out of 10 people from our survey that we conducted are likely to return to Dubois County, which is an incredibly high rate of return, 90%, and it's also what we try to achieve. You have the same people coming back. They are the same ones that are saying positive things about the area, and they're the same ones that are going and telling their friends, their family, neighbors, coworkers about the area as well. So that's, to have a high rate of return is definitely a plus.
And we haven't mentioned the museum, I don't
Yes,
think.
and the museum for sure, definitely. Yeah. Obviously with everything that they're doing, they've got their sports exhibit, they've got, their exhibits on the German immigrants, the buffalo, and it's really interesting to go in there and see, really caring about your history and your heritage. And we have a lot of tour groups that are really interested in that too.
It's great.
Yeah.
It is really great.
It's a nice facility.
And then, of course, we're going to see a lot more about Rojack.
Right, definitely. I mean, Rojack is, in fact, I just came from that meeting, and Rojack is definitely, has some great plans for the future. The mill, which, will be projected to start being built this summer. We've got the train coming that is, the train car will be finished in April with the projected date of it starting for leisure rides in October of this year. All of that, we can't stop here. And I guess that's one thing our survey also identified was that these projects are so important to our local tourism economy. We have to keep these things going. The Brick Boulevard, there's plans, for the clock and a water fountain. All of that tied in with the barn and the Riverwalk already, and the train depot. It's such a great tie. And the service that will go to French Lick, I mean, we've got groups interested. I know I've had a lot of people ask me, just even friends and family, when are the rides going to start? It's such a great thing for tourism.
And of course, that's scheduled for October and
November.
November.
Yeah, that's scheduled for October and November. So we're crossing our fingers that everything stays on track with the, no pun intended, with the train tracks, and that we can get, that we can really get everything going. So.
And it looks like, things are headed in the right direction with that project.
Yes, definitely they are. And the mill's going to be a working mill too, and there'll be a plaza where people can sit out, they can watch, look over the river. It's going to be a really nice thing.
What about job creation with tourism?
Well, in 2006, when the study was conducted, a total of 1,274 jobs resulted from the industry here in Dubois County. And Paul, this could be, well, obviously my job, but it could be, it could be your job, it could be your son or daughters, it could be your neighbors. And we really want we ask that local individuals really stop and think about this. It is a very clean industry, and it does positive things for the economy. There's really very few, if any, negative things you can say about tourism's benefits to a local economy.
And of course, these jobs are probably, majority of them are part-time, summer jobs.
They could be part-time, they could be full-time. I mean, it's not just a person working in a hotel or an attraction or a shop. It's also people, when a new hotel is built, you have contractors who are building these new hotels too. I mean, those jobs would be added on to this, Yes. Then that new hotel is getting financing. That new hotel is using, say, for example, like Kimball's Furniture, you know, in the new Holiday Inn Express out here. All of those different things make money for our local industry because one hotel is being built, you know, and that's just one example. There's others also.
You know, I know there's people, you know, that have their own opinion about tourism and attractions and things like that. But, you know, this is Dubois County, and there's, 40-some thousand people in our county?
Right.
I think all of us should be ambassadors.
Thank you, and of course I do too. I mean, we really want to challenge local individuals to think in terms of enhancing our community from a visitor standpoint and from their own standpoint. I mean, how can we, you know, what can we do better to attract our visitors, and what can we put in this community? Maybe there's other things we need to add. Maybe there's things we just need to do better. We don't know. But we really encourage people to make a difference. I mean, if you live here, the majority of the people care about it, and the majority of people have roots here. This is not a community that people are moving in and out of constantly. We welcome everyone who's moving in, but we want people have their roots here. And we really want people to let their hospitality shine. I mean, we get so many people who come into our office or who are here for a tour and say how friendly people are and how welcoming. And that's important. That's a huge thing when it comes to tourism. You want people to help you. And really, we want people know where these attractions are, and the hotels and the restaurants and shops. Know where to find a visitor's guide. And if you don't know, guide them to our office, which is on Newton Street. We lease space and share a building with the Dubois County Museum. You can go to our website, visit duboiscounty.com, and just know where to find this information. And we always tell people, never answer a visitor's question or anyone's question really with, well, I don't know, you know, that doesn't exist, or there's nothing to do here. I mean, that's the worst thing you can say.
That's what I was going to say. Nothing is worse than when you're asking a question and you hear, I don't know.
Right. And even those not involved in tourism, I mean, for someone to hear someone say there's nothing to do here, it's not true. I mean, I just gave a variety of things, and if you want more, like I said, visit our website, come to our office, ask for a visitor's guide, go to the chambers. I mean, everyone has this information. Go downtown. Everyone will be able to get this information for you.
There is literature, you know, in various locations in the city.
Right.
But then, you know, people, you hear some people say, well, you know, what's going on, or where is the literature, you know?
Right.
And you said they can go to the internet.
Yeah.
To your web page, and other web pages are linked to it,
right,
and vice versa. And then, of course, your office.
Right.
They can call your office, and
we've got brochures at our office on about every single attraction there is in a 3 to 5 mile radius. You know, so we've got information, and we are the one-stop shop for any tourism and travel related questions, you know? So that's what if there's anyone if you're planning a wedding and you have guests coming in, 30 guests coming in from out of town, call our office. We'll help you. I mean, we even have mints that we can give out with little Dubois County logos and different things. So, you know, we're here for those services. That's what we're here to do.
This year, 2008, what have we got planned so far? It's early in the year, but
we were planning for it in June of last year. So we're always working in advance.
There you go.
Well, so far for our group tours, we have 7 scheduled for 2008. Most of these were already scheduled in 2007. In fact, almost all of them were. So, and we'll get quite a few coming up this year. Again, those are the motor coach tours. So that's one motor coach bringing anywhere from, say, 45 to 52 passengers. Here to our area, and some of them bring 2 motor coaches at a time. It's amazing, especially for depending on the event. And then for that market, we're planning our FAM tour, which is it's a familiarization tour. FAM is short for that. And that's April 15th through the 17th in conjunction with Orange County. We've done this every year for the last, probably almost every year since we've been in existence. Again, and what we do there, we bring in motor coach tour operators to come in and see our area. We go to a variety of attractions, give them a snippet basically of what they can do in our region. And then our hopes are that they go out and they sell these to everyday people like you and I who want to get on a motor coach and come, to our area to visit. So it's definitely a market. Ours is more of a senior market because many seniors like to travel that way. It's nice for them. It offers companionship. It offers a way they don't have to worry about driving, gas. It's a one-stop shop. They're paying a certain amount and they go. And we get a lot of groups that way, and it's really a good thing. So we're looking forward to that again. A lot of effort and planning goes into that. If all is successful with our spring one here, we will do a fall one also.
Sports tournaments.
And sports tournaments, so far, through that our office has been in contact with, has either gone after or has worked with our local tournament organizers. We have 10 so far for 2008 and 1 for 2009. And I know there are probably dozens more out there, and that's why I want to encourage everyone, if you are a sports tournament organizer, contact our office. Let us know about it. The best thing, we can help you with anything like that. We can help with any of the details with hotel information. We can help with any details for getting visitors guides in the hands of those people who are coming. We've been so fortunate with our local tournament organizers we have here in our county that a lot of them have come to us, and it's a win-win situation. They want to keep their tournaments here because we have the best facilities around. Yes. And we want them to have their tournaments here. So it really works. We offer grants for that as well. So, let us know.
And the crappie tournament, of course, is going to be at Patoka Lake again.
Definitely. We're bringing the 2008 Crappie USA Classic. We hosted it in 2005. They've been pursuing us. They want us to host it again. Obviously, that organization sees it as a great fit. It's their largest tournament that they have in a given year. So about 500 anglers, sponsors, a lot of media sponsorship is into that. And really, we're really excited about that. We are co-sponsoring that this year with Orange County. So we're trying some different, really working, again, on those partnerships. We all need each other.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, county lines.
County lines, they don't matter when it comes to that.
And then, of course, as I understand it, the NCBA, the National Club Baseball Association Division II World Series, is moving to League Stadium this year.
Yes, that will be. This is actually the first time that Division II World Series has ever happened, and it's obviously then the first time that it's been here. We were so excited to get that bid. We bid against other places near Chicago, so that was great. And yeah, they will be at League Stadium, and then also the NCBA other tournaments we've been hosting. We've hosted probably about 3 or 4 in the past, and we have another couple of them coming up this year also. And that's like the Great Lakes Regional and different things, their fall tournaments and that kind of thing. So. And
then leisure travel events and outreach?
Definitely. Again, for the leisure travel market, we are attending various travel shows and trade shows throughout the Midwest region, promoting our county and the Southern Indiana region to potential visitors. And just a couple of places we put advertising in. Well-known travel publications such as Midwest Living, Budget Travel, Condé Nast Traveler, Cooking Light, AAA Home and Away, statewide travel publications. We're getting our name out there, and we're really developing our brand with those people that are reading that.
You have 15 seconds.
I have 15 seconds. Okay. Well, I'm going to say, I encourage everyone to please just be welcoming and be an ambassador of tourism for your county, and contact our office if you need any additional details.
Kristin Ruhe, Executive Director of Dubois County Tourism, thank you for being our guest.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it.